Fireworks lit the sky last night to ring in 2015, while foreign policy hotspots continue to smolder all around the world. Our national security correspondent Jennifer Griffin looks at the new year and the massive national security challenges ahead.
New Year's Day 2015, Americans woke up to a more dangerous world than 1 year ago, and Russians were told to pull together in a New Year's address from their president, Vladimir Putin.
Dear friends, now when we are reflecting on the departing year, I would like to sincerely thank you for unity and solidarity, for the continuing readiness to defend Russia's interests.
Last January 1st, no one was talking about ISIS. The White House disparaged the threat. The president called the Sunni apocalyptic fighters a JV team, arguing al-Qaeda was on the run. And now the president says American leadership is having an impact around the world.
America is probably as well positioned for the future as we've been in a very long time.
In the past year, Vladimir Putin invaded Ukraine, annexing Crimea and launching a proxy war in Europe. The FBI says North Korea's unpredictable young dictator launched a cyber war against Hollywood, threatening commerce in the U.S. And Ayatollah Ali Khamenei declared Iran would continue its nuclear development as a deadline to end his country's nuclear program came and went. In Washington, a new year brings with it old resolutions to find common ground with last year's foes. A reset in relations with Cuba may prove premature. Havana ended the year arresting 4 prominent dissidents in the wake of a unilateral U.S. promise to thaw relations with the communist regime.
I think the Obama administration has fallen flat on its face in terms of its foreign policy, launching a policy of appeasement.
Another reset may also be in the works with Russia, with Bloomberg reporting Secretary of State John Kerry attempted a secret outreach to Vladimir Putin as the White House National Security Council carried out an extensive review of the Russian relationship in December. Kerry spoke by phone with his Russian counterpart today about Ukraine and the Middle East. North Korea's leader, meantime, opened the new year pronouncing in a statewide address that he is open to a summit with South Korea after more than 60 years of conflict.
We can resume the high-level talks which have been suspended and hold partial talks if the South Korean government has a sincere will to talk to improve the relationship between North and South.
North Koreans have always talked a big game. They've always made a lot of promises, but they haven't always acted.
On the other hand, now might be the time to rebalance relations between the Koreas while encouraging Iran and its Sunni neighbors to work together to fight against ISIS, a containment strategy of sorts for 2015, Ed.
Jen, the White House argues that, and the president did this at his year-end news conference, that the last year ended with some good news.
Well, yes and no. With the price of oil half of what it was a year ago, the U.S. has leverage over Russia and Iran. In fact, Iran reached out to Saudi Arabia today asking the kingdom to curb its oil output. This as Saudi's 90-year-old king was reportedly hospitalized. The one thing that could further destabilize the Middle East in the year ahead would be a succession battle in Saudi Arabia.
No doubt we'd see a whole new round of the Arab Spring. Good to see you, Jennifer Griffin.
Thanks.